The news came out about the event tomorrow, the Base Invaders 6, and I just wanted to give you sort of my feedback. I had actually started a refit on some Seawolves that I had. They had guidance scramblers, and I stuck a laser on it because I didn't really understand yet were there going to be subs or were there going to be torpedoes, and where was it going to be on the fleets? Was it going to be on the base? Well, they actually have it on the forums now. I mean, on the little video thingy, and what it looks like. I don't know if I can actually stop this thing if I start it. It's kind of stupid. I'm gonna do a YouTube video. But what we really want is right here. So the sonar is going to be here, probably here, maybe here, depending on the levels of the bases that you're hitting. Might depend on where exactly do they show up. And this is what's shooting the torpedoes. So this little refit of putting on lasers, it's not going to do anything. And because I had actually built, I didn't do it for the raid because I didn't know the raid was coming up. I just thought it would be a good idea to do one. Where'd it go? I had built a stalker that has the sonar 3. I built it because of just regular fighting against like Kudas and stuff like that to actually have that visibility. But then once I found out the raid was coming up and there might be sonar or something like that, I was like, oh great, I actually had built this thing. But I'm not going to need this because it's not subs, it's a sonar platform that has torpedoes. So I think that that the original plan of missiles taking out fleets and then coming in with either the strike cruisers that have the rippers. I'll actually have, I think this one finished tonight, so I have 4 ships that have 1 siege cannon on it. The last one does not, and there's no way I can, unless I coined it, there's no way I can finish that one on time, and I'm not going to bother with it. So we're going to try this one, see what we can do. I really want to try this one to rank it up. If it does not go well, we will drop back to the siege missile, my base fleet, because that's what I used last time. And this actually works pretty well. It would work even better if I reduced the armor and put on 1 more siege missile per ship, but that's not a very good base fleet at that point. It's very tailored to it, and that would be a very expensive change for a raid, and I'm not willing to do that. So that's the plan. I think the plan might end up being okay. I'm maxed out on resources because, you know, honestly, using the Seawolves and the Sea Scorpions with low armor, you drop resources during the raid. You don't gain anything. You're going in the negative. And I think I was about halfway down. Oil, I think, is what takes the most. I was thinking I was about halfway down, and that was with coining the repairs on the hammerheads. So I'm gonna coin as little as I can, but I do have a budget. It's not much. I usually spend like $4 or $5 on the raids, and honestly, in the scheme of things, you know, if you went to a movie, you're going to spend more money per hour than you are playing this game by far. So, you know, that's nothing. Go to GameStop or Best Buy and get a little Facebook, you know, gift card or whatever, and pay with cash. You know, it's your entertainment budget. Use it on whatever you want it on. You know, some nights for me it's going out with my friends, having some drinks. Some nights it's going out and buying something. Some nights going out to the movie or whatever. Most of those are way more expensive than Battle Pirates. So anyway, getting ready for the raid. I think I'm ready. I'm actually gonna not do. I'm upgrading that one. I'm gonna leave all the rest of them the way they are with the guidance scrambler. I think they're gonna be fine. That's a note. That's nothing to do with the raid. I do not think I will use these at all. I think that would be a bad idea, because these take way too much time to repair, and that would just hurt. What I did last time to save money on repairs is, while the Hammerhead fleet was repairing, sometimes I would take the Cuda fleet out and go kill a couple bases. And so I was keep working in and out the game, but I wasn't actually having to spend any money. I don't think I'll be able to use these this time. It's just taking damage from these is just way too detrimental. But that's the plan. Oh, the one thing that I see them talking about on the forums and they're not really clear about, that it sounds pretty clear to me that they said you gain points from killing stuff. No multiplier. So you gain 100 points from doing X on day 1, you gain 100 points from doing X on day 4. If you collect Y amount of points and something costs Y amount of points, after you purchase that, you are back to 0, and you have to collect it up again to get the next item, to get Z. So I don't know how much stuff costs, I don't know the point system, how that's spread out, but it sounds like if you use the points, you're buying what it is you're getting. So if you buy it, you gotta give them the points. It's not a cumulative thing and you keep adding to it. I think he explicitly said that, where if you buy it, it's still, and then you buy the next thing, the leaderboard will actually show all the points you've accumulated throughout the whole game. But when you buy it, your purse, your wallet drops back down, right? It gets deducted from there. So I don't want people to get caught on that, because I don't want you to buy the early thing if what you really want the last ship, and you really think that you work your ass off and the best that you can do is the last ship. Then don't buy anything all the way up to that. Save your money to the very end. He said you could spend it up to a week after the event. Honestly, if you're not really sure how far you're going to make it in the event, do the entire event and do not spend any of it until the event is over and you know how much you have, and then you can do the equation of should I get this ship, or should I get these other 2 ships? How do I spend my money? Do I bulk it all together for one thing, or do I split it up across a couple other things? We don't yet know how the torpedoes are going to match out. I don't really recognize that smallest boat. I recognize the other boat. Some of those boats are, that second boat I think is pretty dumb. You probably don't really want that second boat, but that third boat is reasonable in certain circumstances. The fourth boat is, I have seen some people kick ass fleet versus fleet with that third boat. The fourth tier is the Hammerhead A versus the Battle something or another. That's a trade-off between those two. Those two are actually both pretty decent ships. I know somebody that has a Hammerhead A's, and that was actually the only event thing that he'd won, and he has almost all Hammerhead A's, and he kicks ass. Or do you save it all up and you get the last ship, and that's the only thing you get? That's something you got to trade off. So my warning is, don't buy the first thing. Save your money, collect it up, see how far you can get. See if you can get to the ship that you really want, or see if you can get, I honestly think I'm probably going to try to get everything. So I'm going to try to get the last ship first and then work my way down. That's my goal. I'm going to get the last ship first, and then the fourth ship, and then the third ship, and the second ship, and then the first ship. Probably not going to worry really too much about the torpedoes, unless the torpedoes seem freaking awesome, and then I might get the last tier torpedo. I don't see why you would get a first, second, or third tier torpedo when you can get the fourth tier, unless it just weighs a ton, like the hailstorm problem. And the hailstorm problem is if you have the hailstorm C weighs so much, and people don't really like to use it. They like to, most people use hailstorm B for most things, and sometimes they'll use hailstorm A. Hailstorm A and B are the most common to use. Most people do not use C, which is nice because I don't have C. So that's how I interpret things, and that's how I'm reading into it, and that's the warning that I'm reading on the forums that people just are not getting. Is different than the last Base Invaders. It is not the same. There is no multiplier. It's not cumulative. You make a choice, but you don't have to make the choice during the raid. So just accumulate the best you can. Do your math, break it out on paper, figure out, alright, this is the total number of points if I wanted everything. Or this is the total number of points if I wanted piece A and piece B. You know, sort of figure that out. Work your ass off. Figure out what you can win at, and win the prize that you want. You know, in all reality, if you're looking for a base hitter, let's see if it'll actually oh, it's down here. Hold on, it's right here. If you're looking for a base hitter and you don't have a great base hitter, you didn't get the strike cruiser and stuff like that, if you can get a hammerhead A, you know, that's better. That's way better than a hammerhead C. It's not as good as a hammerhead B. It's not as good as a dread. But for base hitting, honestly, across all of these options, this is your best option. This is actually still a good boat. It's better than the hammerhead C. It's better than the the Forsaken version. It is better than that. I know that. So if you just want a base fleet, you don't have to make it this far. You can stop here and get this. You can work all of your points and just spend all your points on this, and you'll have a good base fleet. You know, if you're looking for fleet versus fleet and you can't get all the way up here, you know what? I'm pretty sure that this one, I have seen people kick ass with this one because it's fast, it has some resistance, it has a lot of guns, I think it has some base armor, it has some specials on there, it has some underwater guns that you can use on there. If you want a blitzing fleet, I have heard that this one is a good blitzing fleet. It carries almost no cargo though. You blitz for the sake of blitzing, not for the sake of collecting any resources. And then this is just the trophy one. This is the trophy fleet. It's the super freaking awesome Seawolf is basically what this is supposed to turn out to be, I think. But that's kind of what you're looking at. I think what he said in the video, it's the fastest combats. It has the potential to be the fastest combat ship in existence, and it's the only thing that has built-in defense against concussive shells. So good luck. I know everybody that listens is at different levels, and there's different levels that you're going to be able to reach to. My recommendation is just do your best. When it's done, see where your point standings are and figure out what it is you can buy. You know, go work, gain your money, and then see what you can spend it on. Plan it out that way. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye.